lunchtime, and some of you I'll get to work in the classroom with you. What I'm going to talk to you about is our rules out here on the playground. And the first and the most important is safety. It's my job to make sure that you're safe out here, and it's your job to make sure that everybody's safe out here and that we look out for each other. The first rule we're going to talk about is these things, these wood chips. Our wood chips need to stay on the ground. We're not going to throw them at people because somebody could get hurt, they could get in their eyes, and we don't want that. So our wood chips need to stay down on the ground. I'm going to talk to you about a couple different pieces of equipment out here on the playground. The first one is our rock wall. Lots of you guys like to climb the rock wall, and some of you can even make it to the top where you like to sit. But the most safe way for you to get down is to climb down. I do not want you to jump because you could get hurt, or you could fall on somebody else and they could get hurt. And you need to watch too when you're climbing or climbing down that you don't step on somebody's hands, because their hands will be on the climbing, the little pegs to climb up. When we go and play on our swings, only one person at a time can sit on the swing. And some of you are going to be really good at pumping and pushing yourself higher and higher. When it's time to stop, maybe you can drag your feet in the wood chips to slow you down, because I do not want you to jump off, because I don't want you to get hurt. And a lot of times there's friends that are running back and forth and they're not going to pay attention, and I don't want you to jump on them. When we go down our slide, who can tell me, Jaden, do you remember when you come down our slide, do we come feet first or head first? Feet first. Because if you come head first, you're going to land down here and bump your head, or you could run into somebody. And in the wintertime, this always gets full of ice and snow, and you have to be careful. So it's your job when you're up on top to make sure you look down the slide to make sure nobody's down there on the bottom. Out here on the playground, we have a buddy bench. That's the bench over there that has orange, yellow, and blue. If you're looking for somebody to play with, you can sit on the bench, and friends will come over and say, hey, come on over and play with us. And when you're out here, you can play with everybody. If you know kids in 3rd grade, if you know kids in 5th grade, you can play with everybody out here, because everybody is going to be friends out here. We'll bring out our sand toys again this year, and you can dig and dig and dig. Try not to bury your shoes, and we ask at the end of recess when the whistle blows that you take your shoes off and you empty them. Leave the sand in the sandbox so that we have sand to play with the next time you come out. Make sure when you're digging you're not throwing sand and it doesn't land on somebody's head. When it comes to winter time, we need 5 things to be able to come out here and play in the snow. Cam, do you remember the 5 things? What would we have to have on our feet?
Snow boots.
Snow boots. What would you have to have here? Okay, what would you have to have here? Jacket. What about here?
Gloves.
And what about here?
Hat.
Hat. So hat, jacket, gloves, snow pants, and boots for you to be out here to play in the snow. We have the new pieces of equipment, the climber over there, the circle climber. If you get up to the top and you can't get down, ask for a friend to go get help, and an aide will come and help you. A lot of you I know will be wanting to practice on the monkey bars, and hopefully by the end of this school year you'll be able to make it all the way across. It takes work. You got to use your muscles. On the end down here we have 2 yellow orange cones that I'm going to put out on the corner. That tells you you can't go on that side of them, and we close the gate down there. That's so that you stay in this area so we know where you're at. What happens when I blow that whistle? Who knows what that means when we blow the whistle out here? It's time to line up. So if you're playing with something, you need to make sure you put that away, and then you're going to line up at the K-2 door over here to go in, and your teachers will be waiting for you out in the hallway. I like to give out tickets for kids that are following the rules so that you get to go shopping in the school store. Well, awesome. You're doing a great job, but
I got a ticket.
You got a ticket too? The only thing I want to talk to you about is Miss Corslin wanted me to tell you that last year we had a lot of write-ups out here because friends were not following the school rules and following the playground rules. When you get rolled up like that, a note goes home to mom and dad, one stays with the teacher, one goes to the office, and one stays with Miss Corslin. And then we're going to look back and we can say, oh, you know what? Lydia had 7 write-ups on the playground. And then it's going to be our job to talk with Lydia about the rules, because we want her to come out here at recess time and play. But everybody needs to follow the rules. Does anybody have any questions for me? What's your question, Mason? fly,